Hey, do me a favor if you don't mind. Like this video and subscribe. Share it with somebody you think might need it. Thank you for stopping by my YouTube channel, checking out these videos where I'm sharing the gospel that I grew up on. Don't be too hard on me. I'm just sharing the way that I understood it and understand it, and trying to shed some light on some of the things that I'm seeing now, and understanding that the good news is really good news, and God is more better. All right, we're still here in Ephesians chapter 1. Read verse 4 in that last video. We're looking at that word katanopian, how that it means wholly or completely in the eye. And this is where we are before Him in love. This is where God caused us to be. This is our origin. This is where He had thoughts of us. As He told Jeremiah when He says, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you before I formed you. Now let me read on in Ephesians chapter 1, verse 5. But I want you to think about how we're talking about what the first Adam accomplished, how it affected the human race, everybody. And the last Adam, what he accomplished that affected the human race. And we begin to understand that the last Adam was a lamb slain from the foundation of the world. So there was something about the last Adam that God knew, that he was going to die at the hands of wicked men. Love would be put to death. But it was God's willingness and desire to have a great big family. We'll get into that maybe as we go along. But what I wanted to bring to your attention, talking about this Adam and first Adam and last Adam, how that first Adam was a picture that represented the one that was to come. And how was he a picture? I think a picture in that what he accomplished, he affected humanity. For ill, Jesus for good. Death, life. Last Adam. That's why it's last Adam. There's none after him. He gets everybody in him, in his humanity, because he became a man. He became what we are. So I want to quote a scripture to you out of Jeremiah 23, I think, where it talks about, he says, and this is one of the ones I grew up with, hearing, talking about, can the Ethiopian change his spots? Can the Ethiopian change his skin? Or the leopard his spots? Now, I grew up on that, and the emphasis was, you're born in Adam a sinner, and you can't change it. Because, can an Ethiopian change his skin? Can a leopard change his spots? Well, the obvious answer is no. But growing up, as I did, understanding the sin of Adam and what Adam accomplished for humanity, sin and death entered in. We're sin. We're born children of the devil, separated from God. There ain't nothing we can do. That was the preaching of it. That was how it was preached. But just think about it in this light, and I'm going to move on to this Ephesians 1. Think about it in this light. We were made in the image and likeness of God. Now, whatever it was that Adam did, we call it sin and the fall. However we look at that, that did not affect the fact that he was created in the image and likeness of God. In other words, he was still the image of God. The likeness may not be revealed as readily. because of what he did. But the truth is, an Ethiopian cannot change his skin, and a leopard cannot change his spots. Therefore, Adam, being created in the image and likeness of God, cannot change who he is. He cannot. And now, bring to your mind again the quote Jesus says, talking to some of the Pharisees, he said, "Do not your own scriptures say that ye are gods?" Jesus was saying that he was God. He was the Son of God, and they were understanding him to say he was God, which he was. And he said, "But do not your own scriptures say that ye are gods?" In other words, we're created in his image and likeness. And now we understand, reading John's epistles, I believe it is, as he was in this world, talking about Jesus, so are we. We are his children. We are in his image, in his likeness. We can do what he did. Be who he is. Let me go on. Ephesians Chapter 1, verse 5. It says this, "For it was always in his perfect plan." Really? It's not what I heard. Not what I heard. "For it was always in his perfect plan to adopt us as his delightful children through our union with Jesus, the Anointed One." Now, I want to hang out there for a minute because, and then we'll come back to it in the next video, but this word adopt, let's see what it says in the King James Bible. Verse 5, "Having predestinated us unto the adoption of children by Jesus Christ to himself, according to the good pleasure of his will." Okay. Having predestinated us unto adoption. Now here's how Brian Simmons says it. "For it was always in his perfect plan to adopt us as his delightful children." Now, that word, it was always in his perfect plan. In other words, God planned it. It's this plan, this preordaining, as it were, as he says it there, to adopt us as his delightful children. First of all, the word that's translated children is huios. I can't say it. Huios. So I think I say it. Huios. And the word means the placing as a son. In the culture of the day, as I understand it, a Jewish boy, I think maybe even the Romans, but the Jewish, for certain, this word son, what it was the taking of a child that was growing and maturing, 12 or 13, 14 years old, and then placing him as a son, a heir, one that could represent the father in in the family business. If he would say it, it was so, because he was placed as a son. That's the word huios. And that's the word for adopts. The word adopt in the English, the word actually means to establish. I don't know why. You can read it in the footnotes. It says right there, Aramaic reads to establish us. So the word, it was always in God's perfect plan to establish us as his delightful sons, as his mature sons that represent and represent him in the family business. This is always his plan. Hey, thanks for stopping by. Like and subscribe if you don't mind. Share it with somebody. Help me get the word out.